The one that hit the news with what was his name? Brian Carroll got fired. Oh, that was the best because he was on TV. They fired me without warning. They didn't give me a warning. I was going to get fired.
I heard about that.
That was one of those, like, he may act like he had concern for the homeless student who was going to be sleeping outside in freezing temperatures, but drops lead to financial loss for the company, so we have to do everything we can to prevent drops. I mean, there are times they'd be like, here's some attendance change sheets for these students who you just forgot that they were in class, and it's like they weren't there. Well, if you don't sign these, they're going to get dropped and we lose money. So that's where you learn to run with 2 signatures.
That's great.
Because I'm not going to sign that. And there's a lot of times we found with some students that they graduated, they met all the graduation requirements, and it's like, how? He failed this class, and dropped out. How did he graduate? They just kind of cooked the books and made sure that government money was coming in, type of deal.
Oh, so that's some crooked inside information right there.
And then they wonder why they went out of business.
And then I got another question for you. What about, I always thought that was weird because they moved one building to the other building, and most of the students was riding the bus. So when they moved the other building, the students couldn't get to the other building, and they still moved the building, so people was catching rides, people was walking damn near on the highways to get to work. People was paying. It wasn't even an Uber back then. It was they had to have a petition to get the bus to run out there by the World of Fun. It was crazy.
So what happened on that portion was an employee was left in charge to find out, hey, you need to research and see if there's a bus route. Okay. Yep, the World of Fun cruise would go right by there. We're good to go. But they didn't have enough foresight to, is it a year round or what? Because last I knew, World of Fun isn't year round.
No, it's not. Just a couple months, that's it.
And that's it, because they did all that research in the summertime when they're open, so it was good to go.
Did that person get fired?
Nope, they didn't get fired. They did not get fired. That was just, how could I foresee that type of deal, And of course, that person, ran around with, like, there was one open house they had, and me, other instructors, and there were a lot of students who said, if I got to hear her describe her job title here one more time, I'm going to shoot myself, because she did everything there. I mean, if you asked her, she did everything there. It'd take her 5 minutes to tell you her job title.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
And nobody cared about that.
I know it was pretty bad because I was even taking students and dropping them off at the nearest bus stop. Because I'll be leaving, they be like, hey man, which way you going? So I can't even get out the parking lot. Which way you going, Marcus? Some of the guys I didn't even know, but you got your name, on there, so that's how they figured out who I was. Because Vatterott, you got your name, then you got Vatterott. Hey man, where you going, Marcus? Can you drop me off? I need a way home, man. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I did that for like the first 3 weeks when they moved it out there. I was taking people, dropping people home, dropping people off at bus stops, dropping people off everywhere. I said, how did this become my problem? This is like Vatterott problem.
Because one person was in charge of making sure there was a bus route. Yeah, there's a bus route. I don't see any problem. Cool. Let's do it. Let's good to go.
It is
because they were going to move to that location, because then we're right by the highways. You're going to have truck drivers come in for discounted oil changes, because they can wait 5-6 hours to get their rig oil changed, because like anybody who knows anything on trucking, if the wheels ain't spinning, they ain't making any money. And I don't know of any. I myself wouldn't even take my car in for a discounted oil change if it was going to take 6 hours.
Right. Because I was gonna ask you about that, because I know they had the diesel mechanic program, and they had some of the guys coming in to get their stuff fixed for free or something, or for hand price. And I guess one of the students, or some of the students, kind of messed up their car, rigged or whatnot. I knew it was a rumor going on when I was there.
There was a school in some state somewhere that did a brake job on a car, but they did the brake job without any real, instructor supervision, and family of 4 ended up dead, and
Ooh.
no more working on cars. No more. There's too much liability. There's too much liability, and it's like, wait.
So some students actually fixed on the car, put some brakes on it. That was some students at Vatterott.
Not at Vatterott, somewhere.
Somewhere.
It just happened at a school, but we're living the time frame where if something bad happens at company X in, let's say, New Mexico, then everybody's like, no, too much liability. We could get sued. This is bad. Because they're more afraid of lawsuits and anything else than anything on that portion.
Yeah, that's crazy. So I know when I went back for the associates, they was trying to get me to do the double associates with the. It just seemed like they was trying to rob me. They was like, okay, you can do the doubles, do this and do that. It's only gonna take so much longer. And I'm like, why would I want to be here any longer? I said, I think it was electrician. It was something else they was adding with it to make so you can have a double associate.
They were trying to recruit the IT students over to the PLCs because IT deals with computers, PLCs deal with the computer. Perfect career match. And it's like, no, that's, they use a computer here, but they're doing this type of stuff, computer programming, computer repair. It's not interchangeable type of thing.
Yeah, I told Melissa that. I said, I don't understand why this guy. I said, this ain't really got too much to do with that, but you want me to take both. I don't need the other one. I just need the AOS for the heating and cooling. I don't need the other. Why are you trying to... They was just running schemes, seemed like towards the end, anything that to get the students in there to get that money rolling, they was all about it. Forget about you getting into debt and can't afford this stuff 10 years later. We worried about the now. Well, you're worth money.
That's like I did one time to one of the campus directors, and we can't get you any more money. We got you got one student, so we got to cut $1 off your pay, and it's like, why am I getting punished for that? Punish enrollment. They're the ones in charge of enrolling to put the butts in the chairs. Well, it doesn't work like that.
Unfortunately.
Like, okay, you're gonna, because here's the thing, research companies, if you work for them, because Vatterott was owned by an investment company, I think it was TA and Associates, and they advertise. They have $16 billion in the bank account to buy any business at any time, but you're going to tell me you're broke and got to cut my pay.
That don't make any sense at all.
It never makes any sense. Companies talk about, we got to cut pay, but they always want to chop off at the bottom, but you get somebody making 6 figures, they got a little, they can trim the fat up there. There's a lot of fat they can trim there.
Hey, you know how it is. The rich get richer, man. That's usually how it goes.
The rich get richer, and the poor have to try to figure out how to use the same rules to stay up with it, type of thing.
Oh, that's crazy, man. So would you do you want to talk about your home performances and everything?
Yeah, we can talk about home.
So I know you got a lot of stuff going on, and you can reach Chad too on his YouTube. Why don't you tell them about your YouTube?
Chiles Heat and Cool. Chiles, Heat Cool, all one word. I've got furnace repair videos. I'm working on getting a whole line of like home performance, home diagnostic testing, because when it comes to HVAC in a house, you have the home as the envelope. Your ductwork is a system to move the air throughout the house, and then you have your central equipment that can, it sucks up energy which you pay for to condition it to make it comfortable. It doesn't matter.